Hello there, welcome to Team Fortress TV. It's TurboTabs, and he's followed with a bunch of merry men here. I want to welcome to the channel eepily on my co-cast, or I guess just my second caster. You know, I shouldn't make any sort of co-casting thing about this. Anyway, how you doing, eepily?
It's so hot, dude. I'm dying.
Yes.
I'm
Oh my
literally
God.
dying. Let's stop all pretense already. I'm dying. It's the world's cracking open. 2020 has just been a disaster, and this is just the gradual heat death of the universe. Apart from that, I'm doing great.
Yeah, well, I can predict one more person that's heating up a lot more than you because he's surrounded by a much bigger machine, a much more fierce job, and that is Adam ArchRhythm on that production there. So big shout out and clapper for him. But sadly, he can't say a word. We're the ones that are going to be saying the words tonight, and the words we're going to be talking about in particular, equally, will be ETF2L Season 36, Week 3, nerdRage versus Les Darons de l'Edition.
That was honestly quite impressive. You did a much better job than I would have expected. I'm going to say French still,
merci,
as
merci.
is TFV tradition, you know?
Oh, of course. But it's going to feel particularly French tonight, equally, because we've got some familiar names on both sides that are looking really French. As obviously, you have some Frenchies like Elacour, Demol, and then, obviously the entire French gang on one team as well. So I'm feeling pretty confident about my French tonight.
Yeah, I can dig that. I feel like looking at the Frenchies this season, obviously this iteration of the Frenchie team, which has kind of been like Raph and Olga and those guys, they've been kind of wobbling a bit around Prem for like a while, and they've had some like good results, had some less good results, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like this season, especially not all versions have had Neo and Korvac. Like Neo's been pounding, and Korvac's kind of something to reckon with. Oh my god, we don't even have time to talk. Are they going live?
My God, really? Holy Jesus! They're quite prompt. This new generation of Prem players, but yeah,
I heard noises and then it stopped.
Okay, well, debated. But going quickly into Nerd Rage, I mean, this team, I'm gonna say it equally, they haven't started off strong. I mean, they've already got 2 losses, and with the names that you see on this roster, like Elacour, Josh, Demol, Yeehaw, Kunu. You'd think they would have like quite a strong showing to start off the season.
Yeah, like you would, but I don't know. So I casted the game last week versus Swift, obviously like one of the big boys, kind of one of the teams everyone's expecting to do really well this season. And that was like an absolutely insanely close game. And in fairness to nerdRage, like they're having all their difficult games kind of right at the start of the season, really. I think just looking at the points isn't super fair representation of how they're going to be. I think they're still firmly going to be one of our playoff teams. And I think there's definitely situations where last week they could have beaten, Swift on a slightly different day. So I think this would be like their first real opportunity to show why they're a top 4 team, right? They're not against necessarily the biggest of the boys, but still a very solid team. So this would be kind of where they want to really cement their place. If they lose this game, then that'll be like real scary times for them.
Yeah. See, this is why I have you here, please, so you can put me back in my place. It's just when I think so highly of Josh, I think he's literally one of the greater masterminds of the game. Like, literally bundle him in there with some of the greats, and he is a great mind. And just to see him come out with anything but a win is just a bit saddening, to my soul. But we're going into our week 3 game, which is going to be Granary and Product. I'm assuming we're going to go Granary first, as it is the map we are currently waiting on for players to join in and get started on. So, first impressions, equally. Granary, what do you want to say about these teams, the chances, maybe the map in general?
I'm kind of feeling like everyone knows that the first few seconds of Granary is super, super important for the old demo 1v1. And I can't help but give a massive advantage of that to Elacour. Elacour's like a nuts demo, not to say Alien's necessarily super bad, but he doesn't have that same pedigree. And there's something to be said for the fact that if your demo is consistently getting pressured early on in the mid fight, either taking damage or not being able to like take position, get early spam towards the scouts, that can really make your mid fight so much more difficult. Elacour just arriving like a second or two earlier, getting just an early tag on some scouts, opens things up so much more for his soldiers. So I think that will be the most interesting thing to see on the first part of mid, and then obviously you're gonna have like a real battle of the soldiers.
Yeah, well, we don't have to even imagine it or picture it, or we can just see it. As we are going straight into it, it's live. If you're just joining us, this is Team Fortress TV. I'm your boy TurboTabs on that play-by-play commentary. Eepily will be on my colour casting. ArchRhythm on that production, and it's nerdRage versus Lady Dishion, baby. And the first thing I'm seeing is a butchered name on this mid, but Elicor's doing alright. He's picked up a health pack, and Alien's gone back to recoup himself, but will he recoup quick enough for Callback to come in, get some nice little pressure onto the combo in the corner here now, freeze them up a little bit, and it's up to the rest of these soldiers of nerdRage to kind of counter-attack here, and they're doing an okay job. The numbers are working in the favour of nerdRage, but the scouts leave me a little bit scared for nerdRage, and they will actually solidify that mid attack.
That was kind of as expected there, right? Like, Elicor was in a much better position early on. He had great vision, pressured Alien out, importantly, towards Choke, away from his heals. So the Frenchies were split from the very, very beginning. Callback Solo Bomb didn't get shocked, right? He didn't hit the all-important air shot that he needed. And then it was super good just weathering the storm for nerdRage, just picking up these remaining frags. So they well-earned first mid-fight into a big old Uber advantage push towards last.
Yeah, that's the worst kind of Granary mid loss as well. When you don't even take out the medic, usually the medic is kind of cream cheese on these mid fights, so it's quite a rare thing to see nerdRage actually come in with this Uber charge now. They will take out that sentry gun lickety spit, and the next course of action is to shut down these doors of the Demoman. Elicor has got that under control. He's pressuring the point as well, but it all plays into Alien's sticky bombs carpeting all over the place now. There's a lot of pressure left on Kuno to kind of turn things around with Shock. With his tail in between his legs, he needs to go back to his team. He was thinking about going for a sword play. They try to cut him off at Z instead, and we get ourselves a treated 1v1 medic, but Neo turns it into a 2v1, and Shock will go down with an extended spawn.
That is not really what you want to see. I was really surprised. Alien went for a bit of an all-or-nothing trap towards the right-hand side. No stickies really towards point, but somehow Raph, like, clutched, bombing that point just in time to block it, and I don't know, that was a kind of crazy hold. Killing Seed so late. Killing Shock so late is going to be so hard.
Kunu, he's hiding in the forward respawn. He's got that red dot ready, prepped, waiting for that medic to peek around that corner. He's waiting for a call from his team, but he doesn't go for it. He had the medic under his reticule, but he decides to back out instead and just play with his team.
You know, he didn't feel like he had it in the bag, and that's going to be a nice, easy free take for the Frenchies. They can look to keep on going. Like, absolutely no reason why not. They're going to have to deal with a little bit of spam here. Josh and Elicor combining to try and stop them getting through this doorway for free, but ultimately they will get to Yard. 25% advantage. They can go. They want to go on the dot, but I feel like at this point, it's going to be harsh to fully commit, right? I feel like they're just going to try and take some space, try and go for some kind of sack towards Shock here, who's just about going to be getting his Uber.
Yeah, both Ubers up now, so they can feel a bit more confident over on the side of nerdRage about taking these fights or maybe taking these trades. They're all going for a lunchbox rush over on the side of the Frenchies, and they're just going to pop straight into on top, rise on top, and pressure that medic's Uber out as soon as he can. They're also going to pressure a soldier out before they kind of make some sort of wraparound play, and that's it. They've taken the Ubers out of the equation, and that's what they're happy with over on the side of the Frenchies.
Yeah, they got Raph actually completely behind. He's on the high ground, somehow completely unseen, gets so much damage, and stickies, of all things, pick up Shock there. That's kind of just crazy. Yeah, Raph making a massive solo play. They completely forgot, and now nerdRage are trying to walk forward, going one by one, getting so much damage dealt, but Olga's keeping himself just about alive. Neo has to keep playing with his heals backing up now all the way towards mid, still being chased by Josh.
Nice flank from Callback there, just picking up that demo man. That's some huge kind of clearance pick to make sure they can't turn this into anything more. And oh my god, he will get the bonus Josh kill to boot and come back to high five his team for a good job. Well done.
That was really, really nicely played by the Frenchies. That's absolutely nuts. They've earned themselves such a huge Uber advantage to play with now as well. You have to wait for their couple little spawners here. Most importantly, getting Alien here, getting your demo here in this push is super, super important. And we even see a nice little bit of medic movement there from Olga, getting up top. Whew.
Yeah, they've got the Uber charge. They have got some time to spare here, so they will wait for Alien to be ready for this push, but it means they'll have to maybe prioritize this medic with this Uber charge. They first have to take out the sentry gun before they can make anything happen, as sentry gun will be cleaned up now. There's stickies all over point by Elicor to make sure they can't just focus the point here, and that whilst they're trying to focus on all these other damage classes, they're actually giving them a bit of a tough time. The skirmishers are going slowly the way of nerdRage, and they're chasing them out through these doorways. Kunu can't connect those solid bullets though, and he will not find any sort of further frags. Demo will pick up a further frag though on Karnax that was just left pissing in the wind.
That was a really optimistic push. Like, that was just one of those pushes where you just, you go in and you're like, cool, we got the gun. Now what? The stick's on point. Everyone's everywhere. We don't really have, like, a high ground advantage. Unlucky, then you just kind of get mulched down. Like, not clean in the slightest. But definitely well held there for nerdRage. Callback's actually hiding in this corner somehow, not being spotted.
They don't see him.
Damage.
Yeah, he tries to push past the soldier and get on top of the medic there, but I think there was a good solid call coming out from Shock there, alerting his soldier to the danger. So they will recapture that midpoint, but
keeping themselves a little bit comfortable. But we do have ourselves a bit of an equal Uber situation again. Someone's got to make some big plays, big fat deep bomb kind of plays. You see, oh my god, oh what a juicy little direct towards Olga. Granted, it was a double sack, but that's pretty fat nonetheless. They can be playing all the way to the left-hand side, and Sticky's picking up Alien and Raph getting nuked down. Oh my god, dude, nerdRage nuking.
Yeah, callback though. Thank god he managed to get a clean-up kill onto Elacor there. But Elacor, with the sort of 5-head play, he had some sticky traps ready for that Demoman jump from lower, and it was just a very nice read. You don't really see those too many traps catching people off guard in this high-level TF2 anymore.
No, not necessarily, but well played, well earned once again. Uber advantage in their hands. It's not going to be absolutely huge. Only about 50%. They still got to get things sorted towards second and start making their way through. It's not going to be huge if they do want to go off it. They kind of got to go now. And the Stickies taking down Elacor.
Get a taste of your own medicine, lad. Oh my god, it does not taste nice. It tastes very bitter as they're bitterly pushing in now, trying to kind of push off the point and play the point. Keep in mind, Elacor went down during all that. No stickies to really keep that nice and safe, and it's a good thing these soldiers and these leftover scouts are enough to deter this push in from nerdRage.
Frenchie's just repushing now, getting a lot of good damage here. Picking up Yeehaw on last was already nice. Basically going to be an equal Uber situation, so not going to be a massive opportunity. They do want to peek out and prod and do whatever. At the same time, they're not massively incentivized just yet. We're only about 8 minutes into the game. They don't have themselves a massive, round advantage or anything to work off, so they can keep things a little bit chill. I saw Raph going back to spawn a second. I don't know whether he's going to be looking to put on a ban or anything like that. No, he won't be. He'll just be keeping things nice and chill.
The transitions have been quite fluid for both of these teams so far. Usually when they aim for a general push, it will kind of pay off. It's only really when they get to these last points that both of these teams falter. So if we keep following the trend here, I assume nerdRage should make this push off work again. As
you see just a little bit of peeking and prodding. Oh my... What? How are these demos
that's a massive kill.
Each other?
That's
what?
A massive kill onto Alien now, and they can definitely make something happen over on nerdRage here, but they don't want to just use an Uber for it. They want to cheekily get the second point for free and push them out with just the Demoman advantage alone. And Elacor, he has sights. He has the easiest pipes on Callback. I don't think Callback even knows the Demoman exists in this game, as he will get cleaned up easy peasy. And now with 100% Uber and the man down, they're looking right at last right now for nerdRage.
Yeah, they're going to want to try and soften some of these players up, go for some kind of deep sack attempt. Olga's so far next to spawn, but without any kind of defensive sniper, it is going to be a little bit open. Demol is jumping straight in, gets one rocket, but not the second. Olga holding that like a champion, and it's going to be nerdRage backing up the second.
Ooh, any more seconds, one more air shot could be the difference between a round here for these two teams, and it's been a good match so far. Very even. I'm very impressed with both of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see Demol spawning on the sniper. A little bit known for his sniping. Can be sometimes on, sometimes very much off.
A little bit known. This man is like a sniper main, and then he's realised I can't run this full time. All right, fine. I guess I'll play this soldier.
Sometimes he can do it. Sometimes you do kind of wonder, especially on a team where you have like Kunu. Sometimes you feel like maybe having so many sniper mains not the best thing. We do see him picking towards us right-hand side. The shutter is open. We do have Neo sniping as well.
Ooh, body shot though.
Very well. Oh my god, he doesn't even care.
Though. Neo is like, team, I need your help here. He gets a crossbow and he's going back behind lines, and Demol is a one-man gun juggernaut pressuring them. Elacor will take the bait as, well, actually more like he baits them out, and he'll take his fish as he was using poor little Demol as bait, and Josh here, I expect him to make a jump play with this advantage, but no, they're just going to pressure more with the sniper. Neo versus Demol, headshot again, Neo's in the back corner, headshot again, he's going for more, ladies and gentlemen, he wants to get that engineer. They're all back to the walls over on the Frenchies, and he's going to the other side. Where is the shark? Where is he? He's there! He's taken another bite out of the French squad, and he likes the taste. The croissants, they're lovely at this time of year, eepily.
Oh my god, it's kind of crazy. Like, he can still keep looking to peek. The gun's going down as well. He's going for the deep old peek once again, not quite connecting the shot.
Oh my god, he gets pulled back down. Well. He's on his own though. There's a gunfire at him. Did he? Oh, that was so close. Oh, on Olga there. He was under his sights, but not quite his head. Oh, we can all breathe now. Breathe with me, chat.
But I mean, the Frenchies, they still get this opportunity now to push towards second. nerdRage can absolutely hold this if they want to. They can go a juicy trade on point. It is going to be a little bit earlier used for shock. He's trying to get behind, try and force them to flash just a little bit, but they can't really keep full control of things here. We'll have to give up second on the side of nerdRage. Franz Bam a little bit, but Josh is kind of deep towards Lunchbox.
He's in the danger zone. He's sending a lot of spam. He's got some backup in his from his Frenchman Demol, who's no longer rocking that sniper class. And my god, he looked like a boogeyman for half a second there, eepily. I'm still worried, and I'm not even playing the game.
I mean, you know, it definitely shows that he's been warming up a little bit, going into Viaduct after this as well. Maybe we're going to see some perma sniper kind of action.
Oh, no. All right, let's not worry about that now. The players are going to be focused solely onto this game. We've just got about 18 minutes. That's a long time in the world of FPS, and if they don't feel it on nerdRage and the French squad, they're just kind of waiting around, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, they just need to try and find themselves a bit of an opportunity. Usually towards Lunchbox is the easiest way to go through things. We do see Demol and Josh moving towards here, trying to see if they can bait someone just a little bit.
I don't think he saw you, Demol, don't worry. If you stand perfectly still, I'm sure they wouldn't have noticed. He's gotten in Lunchbox quite freely, and he's got a nice little potential. He's spotted out the stickies as well. He'll disarm them as knocking them down from their perch, and he's going to go and set up for the scout kill. Easy peasy. Gets a nice crossbow, and it's back to the 9 to 5 grind. It is going back up to Lunchbox, and where will he strike next? Actually, he's bringing up his buddies up here. It's time for an Uber charge, they say.
Yeah, they reckon so. Callback wants to try and be just a little bit between them. Callback almost losing his life there, but it's going to be both soldiers on this huge high ground. Uber does get used nice and early. Olga does have a considerably better Uber, and the damage is already looking pretty good. But Demol getting this frag on the back lines and dragging some players back as well is not too bad for them. Somehow Neo goes down and all that as well. Super scrappy fights happening right now.
Yeah, there's skirmishes happening on all parts of the map, and it seems it's going the way of the Frenchies. I say that, though. They still got the demo man up over on nerdRage, so they've got these sort of doors on lockdown. It's really up to Frenchies. Yeah, they will push out that right-hand side and see if they can kind of hightail it to mid and almost do like a pseudo backcap play where you're forcing your team to just come back and defend rather than deal with those side entrances. And they'll come in now, but the reinforcements are here. The spawn advantages are felt over on the side of nerdRage, as now they're collapsing on top of them. The pipes are reigning supreme. The high ground is rolling hard, and I'm not sure if they'll chase any harder though, because they did lose a few for the cause there, eepily.
They did just a little bit. I don't know, things are looking decent for nerdRage. They got to be aware of this slight Uber disadvantage, but as long as they keep the pressure up, the spawn is just only coming in for the Frenchies. You've got to kind of start doing the damage now on the side of nerdRage. They want to get control of this point. This pipe towards Alien is going to force him back just a little bit. He will be going back towards Shutter. Not quite finishing the cap, though. Somehow, yeah. Like, they just recognize that tiny little Uber advantage from Olga. nerdRage are really counting these Ubers smart, and they're playing super clever right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of respect as well. Usually teams might kind of go and just finish off those little plays and, you know, kind of pick up the pieces later on, but they must have a lot of respect for each other, or a lot of demand for this first round to start things off. And Kunu will actually get disrespected upon, gets picked off there by the stickies of Alien, and Demol will equalize things out. He's a 1 HP warrior. Eepily, what is it about you this week and 1 HP warriors? Every clip I've seen you in, 1 HP. You need to, like, put some sponsorships up or something.
I think I probably do. I don't think it's going to be quite as good this time. Alien does get... Oh my god, he has launched Alico directly into Skybox. Actually, barely even does any damage. Just about clean them up.
6 HP warrior? Oh no, he's dodging Olga with all his might. He will finally get a crossbow in now, and they can think about making a push here, but they need to check every square, every sort of crevice and place that they could be inching and hiding away. They're even checking the sticky spots from Banny from 4 years ago. My God, these teams are on top of it tonight.
And they know what's going on, you know, they're not going to make any stupid mistakes. Like you said, Granary is known as not being the fastest of maps, let's say, and therefore every round matters just so much. Losing one round can sometimes literally just be you're on the back foot for the rest of the game, and then you can just get stalemated out, and it can be super hard. So.
It's nice, stylish rockets there. It's a shame that TF2 doesn't care about style, it cares about damage, and the damage was little. So it's going to go back to a fancy little stalemate here, and both teams have Uber charge now. They shouldn't be scared of anything, but it's really the gentleman's agreement is on the French squad right now.
This is true. They got themselves control of mid, and in fairness, it's not too bad on the scale of things to try and go for a mid to second kind of sack. You can take position towards this right-hand side, sometimes just try and bust all the way through far left if you can get through the stickies. There's different options that they have. Even like a skip through window can be super nice. It just depends on what the Frenchies are feeling right now. Most important thing to begin with is going to be Alien just getting a little bit of spam towards some of these players, ideally getting a scout off the high ground or kind of weakening the medic, something along those lines.
Yeah, it looks like they want to make for a mass push on the left-hand side. They're already trying to clear those stickies and see if they can probe how much they're defending that left-hand side from nerdRage. And, yeah, it's tricky, though. Callback looks like he just wants to go in for a jump. He goes for like a little mini hop and will get cleaned up rather quickly, but c'est la vie. You gotta try at the end of the day.
It does happen, you know. It does happen. I think he did actually hit his head, which is slightly unfortunate, but does open things up now for nerdRage. He's getting pretty aggressive towards Garage as well. They've taken full control here. They're still going to keep people healed up, and it's a pretty harsh doorway to get through. We're seeing Raph on the high ground just buying that one doorway. Neo as well in the perfect position to deny any soldier who dares play the game, and it is actually just going to be nerdRage kind of giving up there, just being like, okay, boys, we're not quite seeing the opportunity. We're not just going to sack for the sake of it. We're going to wait for something slightly more effective.
You know when time is ticking, when you see Adam whipping out the dynamic shots around the map. Going, alright, look at this scenery, look at that scenery, ooh, wow, bing, bang, as Demol, he's bing banging on top of Alien, gets some 3 nice little rockets on him, and that's a big pick. That's a pick that you don't ever expect to lose on the side of the French squad, and they're going to be paying the price here. Pick a door, any door, eepily, you can have it.
Absolutely, we do actually see Yeehor just jumping all the way in. He actually gets rocket jump killed by Raph, which is so unfortunate. That was really good pressuring from nerdRage. They peeked on the left
scout,
and the right same time.
Attention to the scout. He just walked in. Karnax right on top of Shock. No, talk about watching and checking your corners. nerdRage, they dropped the ball here just as much as Alien did just earlier.
That's so sad. And the damage being dealt to Shock, he's already being a little bit scared playing towards a Shutter, because now one sticky could basically just nuke him into the dirt. They're going to back all the way to Shutter. This is just a Frenchie opportunity to play it nice and chill. If they can get second for free, they can look to go straight on point and then just go straight to last, right, with a little advantage. They've got to be fairly quick, though, right? It's either a case of you use now aggro or you do a super clean take. I don't think Eloquor is going to want to let them take it for free, so they've got to be ready to go as soon as they see this opportunity.
Yeah, it looks like they're willing to give it up. They do pressure Olga, and Olga will have to pop off his Uber there, a bit ahead of his plan, but pipes from Alien are alright to say that he's trying to recover this Uber, and it's looking okay. There's a bit of tag damage over on these combat classes of nerdRage, but no one to really follow up because they're all busy capping second point.
Man, that sucked so much. Like, Neo got peeked from a doorway, just wasn't looking at, died instantly. And then, like, the solo demo Uber, like, it just ain't happening, man. It's like 2020. You can't afford to make a little mistake like that and only have one player. And even now, they're losing another scout towards point. So nerdRage is instantly thinking, hello, boys, okay, let's try and get the point, take this for free. They can see Alien towards a Shutter. They might just walk through, but there's still some sticks on point they got to be aware of.
Oh, my God. Oh, my heart dropped. My heart was hanging out of my mouth for a second there. They will pop the Uber, but it could have been disastrous there, eepily.
That was so close. That was like literally on the very edge, but it's kind of crazy how literally those one sticks. Oh, callback!
Oh my God! He gets it for free! He's not even died! He's just walked in there! 3-1-2 kill! They're even going to get this Yeehaw kill as well, who was maybe posturing for a back cap as well. Both of these teams, to say how disciplined they were in the first 15 minutes, they've consolidated all of their badness and put it into the final 15.
That's actually so fat. What an opportunity to recognize. Now they're walking in with this huge advantage. This should be an absolute round here. Spawn is just only coming in from the side of nerdRage. No stickies really towards point. Neo already playing it. Demul killing himself. It's going to be all about the long game, playing on the high ground. These soldiers have got to be there, but there's all of these nerdRage players going down. Nice and patient from the Frenchies. Just the frag now. Easy cap. That was so sick from Callback.
Oh my days. The worst thing of as well is he stayed alive during all that. It was a complete blindside. It seems that's happened a few times now. That has been pivotal in that first round for nerdRage. Not only did they get forced by a blindsiding flank, but they also just lost an entire defense because of a blindsiding flank.
That's super good. That's absolute textbook, top tier roaming. Just recognizing those all important situations where Soldier can just absolutely just own. But gonna go into the second mid here.
Yeah, Alien going the sneaky way, going the right hand side, not even revealing himself in mid, but already setting up stickies on top of the red boxes to kind of just deter the aggression or the sort of defense from these scouts as well from the French squad. And so far they've traded both soldiers. Actually, no, I lied. There's a Demo Man loss for the French team. So this does mean, in theory, on paper, nerdRage should win this out here just because they got the superior damage from Elikor, who's getting forced right now. He's getting ran over. They just run straight into him. Uber versus Demoman will potentially win out. He gets an Uber charge placed on top of him as well. Raph is kind of hiding around the corner. They're trying to kind of strike at them from different... My God, Neo just took a 2v1 and lived and killed. He will rejoin the rest of his team, who takes that sort of wind in their sails and keeps pushing with it.
That was disgusting. That was absolutely disgusting what Neo just hit. That was so fat, killing both scouts single-handedly in such a scrappy fight as well. It cannot be overstated how important that is. Just only getting the spawns now on the side of nerdRage, so Elikor playing a little bit aggressive, gets his pipe towards Neo. He wants to try and weather this storm. He may have done just enough, though, to prevent the Frenchies from continuing.
I like what the Frenchies are thinking there. They're like, oh crap, Neo's down. He was the reason we won that mid. Get out, team. nerdRage, Josh, poking their pussy, seeing if he can fish about. I like this play from any soldier here. You know, if there's a player down, I like to call it the license to feed. You know, if you lose one player, what's the issue? But if you get another pick, like onto callback here, that's an opportunity, baby. It's seeing if you can get even another pick or maybe even a push out.
Very possible here. That little drop down play from Demul picking up callback, super important. They get this control of the right hand side, this flank position. Demul as well, just pressing a bit towards Garrett. He will lose his life, but gets scout pretty weak, so it's going to be the rest of nerdRage backing themselves towards point. It was all on whether Demul could get any more just then, but ultimately it's one player, not super important. Josh, he's got to be super aware of things actually. He's going to go down on Lunchbox as well. No soldiers at all for nerdRage. They're going to have the fear right now.
They are trying to get on top of the point with this Uber charge now, but the Uber's looking so much better for the French team, and they're just going to push them out and realise that it's not worth fighting over here. The numbers aren't there on their side. Demor, their number will go down and make things a bit harder for them, but without an Uber charge, it's still pretty hard to make this happen. They're going to give it the good old college try, though, as they're just walking in, and they didn't really count for this. Oh my God, Elikor did count for it! Like around 100 damage. Count them as callback will kind of turn the tides. Well, these soldiers are carrying the French squad back into it, and they're trying to get some stickies on point as well, but they can't get any players on top of the point. There's a wall, a red wall in the way, and my God, Demo just does his best callback impression and kills everybody.
That was such a crispy little hold there. That was scary. I appreciate the Frenchy enthusiasm, right? Even off a one soldier advantage, they're thinking we can get on top of pipe, we can play the high ground advantage, which is so important on this last. I love the effort. It shows that the Frenchies are not afraid of nerdRage at all, but ultimately, there's a reason why nerdRage is one of the top teams, and they are able to hold those kind of situations.
Yeah, but they're on a back foot here. They've got that 1-0 lead, and they're on their side of the map in the second round. 5 minutes left. When are you going to start panicking eepily? Is it the 3-minute mark? The 2-minute mark?
I mean, already, like, it's got to be playing on your mind, right? I think around about the 3 minutes, you're going to start thinking this is now difficult because you can get slowed down a lot. The second, you know, even if you take, like, second and mid and even their second for free, the second it becomes an equilibrium situation again, it's so difficult to make anything crazy happen.
We're going in, boys. Drop down. But, oh, Demol, he's been caught out by the watchful eye of these scouts and backed into a corner. He will live? I don't understand TF2 anymore. Yep, he will live, go back, hoover up a health kit, and it's like it never happened. Saving Private Demol.
Other than the fact that Josh did go down in all of that, so one soldier still did get absolutely destroyed by the Frenchies, which does, once again, open up this lunchbox position. They've got the height, they've got, I don't know, any kind of opportunity they want to try and take an Uber trade, and they're going to do it again.
They're going top, and they will drop down, and it will force Shock out. He has got a much better Uber, but Neo just gives the scout taxi back out for Olga, and they're looking to take the fight again from lunchbox flank now, and they're a bit sheepish here over on nerdRage because with a few players down and during all the confusion, they don't dare hold on to second.
No, they're not going to be able to at all. And the Frenchies, they want to keep on continuing. Josh with a deep old bomb gets good damage towards Alien, does secure that frag. The rest of the French players are just kind of walking in anyway. 3 players up on nerdRage. Somehow Karnax is still alive. He's somehow still alive.
Oh my god, he gets out.
No clip.
He's going back in though. He's taking a quick health buff and he wants to go back in and support his teammate in. God, they're just... No man is going down without a fight for either of these squads, and I'm impressed by nerdRage actually being able to hold that there. They lost a lot of players there and the scout did get in top for free. Usually that's a death sentence here on this Granary, lads.
Yeah, sometimes it is going to be tiny little advantage for Olga. It almost seemed like Neo wanted to try and go off that, but I think they're going to have to chill. These 2 frags down are super important. But
whoopsie. Don't worry, Demo. I didn't see anything if you didn't. As oh no, he even dies after past failing that jump. Oh, sad days. So Ubers have been grinding up against each other whilst we've been blabbering on about the Roma antics. Josh will go in, and there goes Josh going out as he will get killed by the blue French blob. And Karnak, he's doing that blindsiding flank I was talking about here. And Neo backs him up with a 1-2 punch of this scattergun. He's juggling them up in the air. Everyone is being launched into the air and absolutely decimated here. They don't want the cap point. They want blood, eepily.
Oh, that was such a fat, like, Karnax is there on the flank. He's pulling, like, the distraction. The rest of the players are coming in. They're getting so much damage towards that shutter as well. And the continuation was so sick from the Frenchies. But, like, it's almost like that doesn't even matter right now. Because right now, all nerdRage are thinking is, dude, we have 2 minutes 40 to get 2 rounds on Granary. This is, like... Even Byte would have questions about whether this is possible right now. But they've got to be on it, right? Like, they need to just nuke this mid.
I mean, it's just such a long map, eepily. There's like a 2.5 point between it all, and they're going to just push for the medic. If you get the medic down, that's usually a death sentence for any sort of snowballing play for nerdRage here. And, oh, would you look at that? They just happen to wipe everybody. Bonus.
Yeah, just another great mid from the Frenchies. Like, I don't know. They're just able to get in, able to just be so much more effective. And at this point, with 2 minutes left on the clock, a massive Uber advantage. It's basically getting to the point where you would need every single nerdRage player to hit every single max damage shot and run at like twice the speed they're actually able to.
Yeah,
and even then, it probably wouldn't be possible.
I'm fairly certain that the Frenchies could literally stick their hands up in the air, you know, hands off keyboard, just let Jesus take the wheel, and I don't think even Jesus could drive this home.
Quite possibly not. I feel like the Frenchies, they want to keep on going though. They got this massive Uber advantage and a player pick as well. Even losing callback, it's like whatever at this point. They can walk in, get themselves another round, keep themselves feeling cool, funky, and fresh for the next map. Uber has been used. They have players down. Deep bombs from Alien. He wants to try and get this air shot. He does hit onto Shock. Ultimately, though, is that going to matter too much as it turns into a scrappy little fight? Neo gets nuked out of the server. They won't be getting this 3rd round just as of yet, but at least they'll be securing themselves this Granary win.
Alright, this is getting a bit sloppy here. They're just kind of, you know, like, oh, this game's over, who cares anymore, you know, we don't need to go absolutely by the book here. It's time to have some fun and just start holding that W key, running at people, and, you know, just enjoying themselves. Maybe thinking a bit about that second map, but we've got about 50 seconds left. I don't think another round's going to be on the cards for either of these teams right now, so it makes me kind of scratch my head eepily, though. Where did it go all wrong?
I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? Like nerdRage have such incredible players. They're such a nuts roster, but like the Frenchie teamwork seemed to be really, really on it. Like they had some great flank plays, some great like individual stuff, but the way they were working as a team, the way they're like flanking their combos, kind of maneuvering around each other to like pull the distraction, then go for the commit and stuff like that. Like I don't know, the Frenchies is looking like an absolute banger of a team right now.
Yeah, I remember doing a few interviews from previous games back, and the Frenchies, they feel very, very strongly about their soldier duo. They reckon that Granary is the map for them because their soldiers feel so strong this season in comparison to everybody else. And I mean, Josh and Demol, like how could you even compare that's like an old favourite. That's a lovely soldier pair, and yet still it feels like they were the weaker combo between Raph and Korbach.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I will say Korbach had some fantastic individual players. Like Korbach is like a real legacy kind of player, right? Like he's been known as being nuts for just like the longest time. So any team which has Korbach on is like almost always an upgrade. I think players even going back like a few years, they always said that Korbach is the most annoying soldier to deal with on mid fights. He like more than anyone else, he'll just like appear places, and he definitely showed some of his prowess in this game. But it would actually be a little bit interesting to see what the old statistics say about this game.
The old statistics.
You gotta love them, dude. Numbers.
I love numbers. Sorry for the absence. I need to type it in like a caveman because
caveman, buddy. Don't you worry. I got a few, buddy. Just right there, there.
Cheers, buddy. All right, so I'm gonna sort it by EPing the damage stat like everybody likes to do, and the results can shock you here. Scientists baffled as Josh and Demol towering above everybody there with around a good 1,000 damage ahead of everybody.
Yeah, like I'm right now looking like team damage to team damage. So nerdRage got 3k more damage and 12 less frags over the course of that game, and that is like telling, right? That is telling that damage just was like, I don't know, like that like stalemate damage where some guy tanks like 300 and just like spams around a corner doing like nothing for ages, right? Like something was not working properly for the side of nerdRage. They were clearly getting damage done, but it wasn't being converted into frags.
It does make me want to kind of revisit like the entire game and what could lead to all this. Maybe the capitalizing on the mistakes of the French squad was just so much more punishing. Like there was loads of times where there was a few heartbreaker rounds in there, equally in that first round, where they would be pushed back to their last, and both teams would end up making a mistake somehow, and then they'll get pushed all the way back to the last again. And the nerdRage ones seem to fly by a bit quicker. Maybe their snowball is just a bit stronger with all that damage, whilst over on the Frenchy squad, I felt like there was a lot more points where the points were given up. Like nerdRage was like, okay, Frenchies, you got an Uber, you can have this, you can have this, you can have this, and we'll strike back.
I feel like sorry, I was just gonna say, I feel like the one of the big things as well, like when it comes to damage, obviously it's a lot easier to tank a large amount of damage if your medic dies one time in an entire map of Granary, which I think at this point is basically unheard of. Olga literally died once that map, right? Like he didn't even have that many more Ubers, but it was a game where they were controlling, right? Like when you control like that, then you can take points for free. Like you don't necessarily need to use every Uber advantage super aggressively, but just keeping constant heals pumping out, being a constant threat of at some point you're going to have to get onto our medic is super, super important. And considering how good of a medic Shock is, the fact that Shock had 6 times Olga's deaths is pretty telling of how the Frenchies just maintained control. Like that is a sick statistic for Olga.
Yeah, and looking at other things to point out here, Korbach with the most kills. Not too shocking to say his pedigree, and they're playing Granary after all. But I feel like the stats of Neo look a little bit less than I presumed they were going to be honest. But hey ho, the stats don't mean everything in TF2. Sometimes it's just about what that particular kill means in the context of the game.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's it. Like, he could have had Neo could have had 30 frags that game, and each one of them could have individually been less important than that 2v1 at the end of a scrappy mid-fight, right? Like that
30 dispenser kills.
Exactly. No one would even care. But we have Viaduct, right? Which is a very, very heavy scout frag kind of game. Honestly, going into this, I looked at like Yihor and Kudu, like massive DM scouts. Those boys got like so much to work with. But considering Neo's been so on it this season, I would honestly be a little bit scared if I was nerdRage.
Yeah, this is the full test for these soldiers as well, because it's, I mean, if you're having a great time on Granary, but you're not going to have a good time on this map, are you? It's the map that I check the closet for when I go to sleep at night, eepily. It's not a fun map to play as a soldier, because either you're trying to do that whole sort of ransack, get behind play, and it's sometimes against the certain teams, it's like butting your head into a wall, and then other times it's just like suicide waves, and the map is just the way it's designed as well. It's not the easiest to just get frags on unless you're kind of playing that sort of flank watcher. It's not the greatest day. Sometimes you'll even see soldiers switch off from soldier and play a class they're not even comfortable with, like scout or sniper or whatever, just so they can get off that less than effective class.
This is true. I do think soldier on Viaduct can be incredibly powerful, but there's so much of playing those middle grounds, right? Like Viaduct it's a constant game of balance between, can you go far enough forward to be aggressive, to pressure people away, to maintain your point time, or to, get control of the cap or whatever, and being not so far forward that you now feed, right? Like every time you're defending the point, you're just constantly walking a tightrope between pressuring them away, and then suddenly you have a guy dead for like 20 seconds, right? And that can be such a detriment to the holding team. So it's going to be all about playing those middle grounds and people's almost like individual reads of the game a little bit.
Yeah, and that's if we didn't even mention the fact there's a sniper. Unless there's a sniper, well, it looks like you're going to be that sniper's best friend, because that's what you're doing. Sick 'em boy every single time. And I think we'll be seeing some snipers, don't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. One way or another, either like Demul is going to be sniping at some point, or like Kunu is going to be sniping. We've seen previously that, like, if they did want to run Kunu sniper at some point, Demul's been very happy playing scout at different times. On the Frenchie side, like
Neo's picked up the sniper.
Half of them, yeah, like half the Frenchies are perfectly happy to snipe really as well. We've even seen like the Frenchie roster is kind of crazy, right? Like sometimes on Viaduct, we've seen like Raf go demo, and Alien go scout, and then like Karnax go sniper. Like they've just completely changed their entire roster at different times. So honestly, halfway through the game, if they start to lose, they can just like press the randomizer button and just see if it works.
I think this is the problem when you're playing a game with D-Mall and Elk all that. You probably just think it's one of your French stacks playing a double mix or something.
That's probably going to be it. Yeah, last respect boys. Let's see what's going to happen.
All right. So if I had to pull a prediction out of you, eepily, for this second map, after a little taster, I guess you could say, of that Granary, I know it's the wild card, but who's winning it?
I still feel like this is going to be a nerdRage kind of game, but I feel like it's going to be close. Like a 3-2, right? Like golden cap, split points kind of situation.
All right. Well, feast your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. It's ETF2L Season 36, Week 3, brought to you by teamfortress.tv. I'm TurboTabs, alongside me is eepily on the co-cast, ArchRhythm on that camera. It's nerdRage versus Lady Dalon de Alia Dishon, as Yeehaw is yeehawing across that point, right on top of Neo. My god, Neo, I've never seen the Scout so disrespected. And the Scout, Kuno just climbs the rocks as well to get on top of the Demo Man, and my, that looked so easy for nerdRage, eepily.
It did, but there's still a little bit of a continuation from Demul just being a little bit further forward. We do actually have Karnak sniping. We have Olga on scout, Karnak sniping, Raf on medic. So they have literally just changed half of their classes already. Somehow Olga gets in and takes down Elokor. This is such a heavy commit. Korvax actually towards Shock as well. Oh my days, just only hitting that one rocket, and eventually Raf goes down on that medic class. Oh my days, that's spooky for Shock.
All right, I think we need to get the flowchart out here, eepily. Let's figure out. So basically, Karnax wanted to go sniper, but they were saying, I really want to scout in the team. Raf is like, I'm not playing scout. Olga, you can play scout if you want, but we need a medic. Okay, Raf, you go medic. Oh man, it's real musical chairs here. And how long do you play musical chairs for, eepily, until you accredit to the reason you're losing the game?
Well, at least a little bit longer for the looks of things. We do see nerdRage go for... They went for an aggressive little Uber there, but only actually picked up Olga, who, on the scout class...
Oh my, maybe that's why you let Karnax play sniper. Okay, welcome to the game as we have things... Oh my god, another headshot rings out here, and Demon's like, uh-oh, I've been in these sort of games before. As Karnax now, not even hiding behind China, he's on top of the Great Wall of China, just waiting for his next sort of duck to spring out from the woods.
That's so fundamental. Like getting that headshot, getting that second follow-up frag as well, basically just allowed the Frenchies to take complete control of point for free and still maintain the Uber advantage. Now they're in the perfect position. They've got Uber, they've got a sniper, they're defending, and they're body shotting down Kuno as well. So this is the kind of situation where if you're not careful on the side of nerdRage, you're 5v6 for ages.
Elikor going in, big boy bomb. Ooh! Yes, the medic kill. That was stylish. That was nice. I mean, everyone was mincemeat, but mission accomplished.
Yeah, like no one cares at all. Absolutely, like fat little jump there, taking down every single player that they needed to. Now, huge Uber advantage. They should be looking, once again, nerdRage, they're going to be looking to try and take control of this point for free. They've got to be constantly aware of that Karnak sniper, who will be back on the cards again, playing towards this China position. This is their opportunity to go.
Bomb has been planted on mid, as they've got some stickies on there, and he's hit them all around that rock area. Will actually get a pipe. That's the secondary bomb that nobody really expected to come out, as they do have medic kind of a bit forward, and they even popped the Uber looking for him as well, but Raph, he's already out. He's gotten out with the rest of his team, and now they've got a bit of an Uber advantage. No need for a suicide wave.
No, absolutely, and definitely not. They keep on focusing these frags one by one by one.
Uh-oh. The scout, the medic on, the scout on top of the medic for both teams. I think both teams are losing their medics around now, and oh god, perfect synchronization for both of these teams. Sadly, it wasn't all on one squad.
It wasn't. So, okay, right now, okay, I was going to say Neo's going to be a little bit careful when he caps that point to prevent his team from getting slower spawns, but he didn't do that at all. They got considerably slower spawns on the medic and demo of all things. So now they're just only getting those spawns in, and they really can't contest at all. I think that was a bit of a mistake that basically gave up point like immediately just from bad capping time.
Yeah, it was like all the negatives as well. They came straight in and capped it just as quickly. So it's like you got all the negatives of capping the point and none of the positives. Oof, it's gonna hurt. As they're making a push in. The Ubers aren't really in the cards right now for either of these teams, so there's no shame in trying to make these sort of pushes and prods and plays, and nobody's showing immediate sign of weakness apart from maybe the odd ball for the head, and Olga's going to back off. Callback's going in, darting for the medic, but he gets around the corner, and Shock is going to hoover up a health pack, and they're building the Uber on both of these squads, but whilst we've been chattering away, there's a sniper been looking away.
Yeah, not quite connecting too many shots right now, just keeping himself as an omnipresent kind of threat. But ultimately, he can't do too much when they start trying to fight the point, which looks like right now, taking out Olga and actually forced up the Uber. This is going to be so much better. And even now, to in the background, and I think he might be unseen. This can be so bad for all of them.
Yeah, they could have had the option to milk it there a bit longer, but they wanted to just pop it off and just get the guaranteed kill into the Darron instead, I suppose, or maybe keep the Ubers in flux as well, because if you use that Uber, it's like a free Uber in a sense, and you'll have it built up just as quickly as this French squad team will have. As the callback is jumping, looking for an opportunity, but none has presented itself so far.
No, not just yet. Nearly got bullied by the scout class, but right now there's 22 seconds left on the clock. Raph is going to be really optimistic if he wants to wait for his Uber here. They kind of got to go off Uber, go straight towards this point, and it's going to be nerdRage just looking to weather the storm as much as possible, get all this spam out, and the second they get one opening frag, it's going to be looking good, but actually they're playing pretty passive here. It looks like they want to give up control of the point. They know they can go for a repush, maybe overestimating their advantage. Oh, the deep soldier bombs are doing work, but not enough. Maybe everyone's just like fully committing to get onto Raph here, but no one is.
Oh, it's a really sad affair as well. They wanted to pressure that sniper, and high pressure him is to go aggressive like this and get on top of him, but it plays a little bit into the game plan of the sniper, because it means you're in enemy territory. You've used all your rockets to kill that sniper, and you can get cleaned up by these much more active classes here. And with 2 scouts and so many seconds, yeah, they did do a bit of trading there. They have come into the second point, but will there be enough sort of space redrawn? Alien goes down,
no.
Huge pick and combination of Elikor and Demol. Demol's going to disrupt the sniper as well, so he's not really as effective as he can be, and they're capping off that midpoint as well. They've got 6 seconds left on the clock with 1 second left on this French squad. They'll lose Neo as well. Big name for the French squad. Olga's going to clean up Yeehaw for his sins. Josh is coming in from behind, and it looks like as Blues fall down one by one, Alien gets a trade, but still just too many people in this world that are red. It's going to be the nerdRage round.
That was super close come the end. I think the idea behind that big kind of sack just about 30 seconds earlier was to definitely try and get onto Raph and go for that one all-or-nothing repush with the Uber ad, but then having it equal, super scrappy. nerdRage just about keeping control of that. But, I mean, a round's a round. They don't care at this point. They got to keep on playing.
D-Mall, opting for a different tactic this time, will go straight behind, take a health back, and humour the idea of just denying some area, but the sniper denies area just by looking around, so they're instead going to go back and link up with his team and pressure this sort of Demoman combo, but he ends up coming up trumps as they will get this midpoint ground, but during this entire time they're playing the roulette game, the sort of Russian roulette with the sniper rifle, as he can pick off anybody at any point.
It's a little bit scary, but they are keeping decent control. Not fantastic health from the French side. They're having to keep this beam on going. Raph's going to be positioned super far back, and this is that scary kind of middle ground right now. They're taking damage, and they're in a very visible position right now for all of the nerdRage players. So it's going to have to be just the French squad relaxing just a second. They need to heal up, make themselves get nice and comfortable for just a second. Losing the sniper sucks here because they're trying to go for a trade anyway, all the way towards point. Uber does get used. It's so much better for Shock. If they can get one tiny little juggle here towards Raph, that could be all they need, but good escape so far.
It could have been a lot worse there. It looked like I could see Olga was being chased from the front. It was really weird to see, but the Uber charges were multied so much from nerdRage, they couldn't really capitalize it. It's nice solid pipes coming out from Elacor here, and the sniper still breathing down the neck of all these nerdRage players, but he can't really find an easy peasy shot for him as they're just kind of squirming around this point and making it difficult for the Frenchies.
Yeah, they are. He's going to be Yeehaw trying to counter the sniper once again, but he's going to lose his life, so it's going to be a 5 versus 6 situation. Demore getting some decent damage, taking out Alien again. No demo on this map is super important. The follow-up from Elacor, turning this into a 4v4. This sniper needs to start raining down some headshots. Oh, but Raph's taking so much damage. He can't play with the scout towards point right now. The deep soldier, though, it's scrappy everywhere, but right now it's still looking good for nerdRage, right? Like, even without control of the point, they have so much time. They can look to go for a recap here.
Okay, well, there goes Elacor as the snipers finally find a solid little headshot to kind of get things rolling here for the Frenchies, and they've got an Uber charge, but it looks like they don't want to go aggressive with it despite being a demo man up. There we go, now they've started to use it. Okay, but they were responding kind over on nerdRage. And okay,
he just jumped behind and killed himself.
I guess he thought he was going to be part of that Uber, but sorry, no invitation for you. Callback brought down low. Sniper still hanging out during all of this fray, and it just looks like some time wasted for Frenchies as quickly as they had a little bit of an advantage, it got thrown away there.
Yeah, like super questionable plays. Now, once again, it's going to be nerdRage in control of point. Uber's basically equal, so this has to be, once again, Karlak's going to start hitting some crucial shots with Josh taking down Neo. Like, I'm going to need to see a sniper being more active, man.
Oh, well, wish granted, eepily, as he will get the headshot onto Josh as well, but they lose so much ground. When they lose this sort of Great Wall China area, it is just difficult for them to kind of deal with the soldiers in these positions as well, and D-Mall is doing a great job of realizing when enough is enough and backs out appropriately.
Do just about, just as you say that, D-Mall desperately tries to throw his life away, but even then, he's going to keep himself alive. This is tiny little advantage for the Frenchies. They can be aggressive towards point in both their scouts, but Doc is about 98% on his Uber, so he won't get it quite in time to block the point, but I mean, this frag towards callback, like, there's no soldiers at all on the French side. They can be going to this Uber.
Yeah, that looked really weird to see. Like, they were running away over on the French squad, and it must have been like they turned around and was like, "Oh wait, I've got an Uber charge. Yeah, I can just
that exists.
I can just fire the Uber. Easy peasy." Okay, so they'll go back into the fight now. They did lose 2 players during that little back out scheme, though, so it's going to be a bit hard. They come back to the world of the living, and Callback's going to trade lives. It seems. Oh, nice slice and dice by the sniper there. Karnak's just kind of swiping the screen, and one less scout in this world. Callback will keep this sort of mountain on a lockdown as well, and it's going to be a long marathon of a hold, but they're holding here on French Sheet.
Yeah, that's an absolute feat from Callback's point of view. I'm sorry, buddy, but I'm going to call it as it is. No soldiers now on the defending side. Once again, we're going to need some big things from Karnak. He's going to have to find these all-important angles, because it's like a great opportunity for nerdRage to just start trying to get towards point.
Oh my Lord! Oh, Jesus H, he is a scout killer. He is a force to be reckoned with, Demol, and he's not done. He's still alive. He's still alive. He finally dies, but he just destroyed both of those scouts, and it wasn't like it was easy either.
That was absolutely fat. That was crispy stuff, but this is still...
Uh-oh. Alien dropped
scrappy.
during the Uber. Not a great play. Raph is like, this is why I don't play medic. This is not fun. Just having to click a button and then just like, I can feel the disappointment of Alien, you know, from here, and I'm not even in the mumble. We keep forgetting about Karnax. He keeps reminding us, but he's still there. He sees the heal beam as well. He's like, I really want that medic kill, but he can't really get them. He's just hiding around that corner. Okay, sorry, a bit far. That's what I do when I see a medic heal beam, and I'm a sniper.
No comment, mate. No comment. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right, don't you pretend you don't know what I'm feeling here. Don't you pretend for 1 second. They're still making this push here for both of these squadrons. nerdRage still defending all this time. They will actually get an easy round for themselves. Much different compared to the first round, and I'm sorry, I went too far there.
This is... that whole situation with the Frenchies was like super questionable.
Oh,
they were sitting behind Rock and they just could not decide what they wanted. Like, they're gonna need to dial this up, right? Like, how are they dropping Alien in like every one of these Ubers? It's actually like, it's mad.
I think half of it's Alien and half of it's like his team. They're taking turns. And well, I don't know. I feel like I like the Karnax sniper to a point, but I feel like they're relying on it a bit too much. It's not enough to, okay, well, I've been shut up, haven't I? So that's the demo run down. That's a huge kill. And they're going to get this midpoint pretty much for free. The nerdRage are even backing off completely as well. Not a single soul is going to keep going forwards. And Karnax, you just keep doing you, buddy. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, every time we try and complain, it's like he's listening. He knows somehow. It's kind of crazy.
You can hear the sounds. It's
You can hear it.
he hungers for more.
Well, this is a bit of an opportunity. We see him with these crispy little angles towards the left-hand side, just trying to find anyone who dares get in his way. Still, Frenchie's keeping decent control of point trading. Out for a soldier's not absolutely fantastic for them, but I mean, they have another, and it's Neo. It's looking pretty good. It's gonna be nerdRage trying to get towards point. Uber getting used super early, and Frenchies don't even have to use. That's a bit of a disaster.
I didn't even remotely look in danger in there as well. That was like a Div 5 Uber, if I say so myself. But alright, they actually force out the Uber now. That's a Div Prem play. So with the medic as Uber forced out here, they might have a bit of an advantage to themselves. They just need to keep themselves alive, and Caster's Curse, they will go down. But I'm sure they've built up quite a nice little nestle egg in the back there with the scouts, and they should have an Uber charge that they can should be able to work with.
Yeah, they will. They'll have this advantage. They won't have just yet. Obviously, we almost have about a minute and a half ticked off on the clock so far, so need to be a little bit aware of this. If somehow nerdRage can get controllers for free, which it looks like they will, this is going to be like the best case scenario for them. They have Uber advantage. They have so much damage being dealt as well. Karnax being pressured super far away.
Oh my.
First frag, the second frag somehow?
Callback has had enough of Teemo shit. He just kind of dove straight on top of him. Kamikaze. And he's down. And oh, the bauble! The bauble from Yeehaw! Christmas kills as Alien has gone down to it. God, Alien's died in every sorts of manner in this game.
He's just finding ever more creative ways to just be really unlucky, honestly. I feel bad for Alien.
If you guys have got your bingo cards out here, I'm still looking for the Telefrag square. I'm not sure if anybody else has got that one, but let's see what they can pop off here. Karnax still can't find that class selection screen, as he's still rocking that sniper, but he's going for a completely different selection of the map and gets a sneak up onto Josh. Josh, just as shocked as his player model there, will go down. He's got another headshot onto Kunu as well. Put that class selection screen away. He's doing wonders. Oh my god, another headshot coming out from this Frenchman. Why? Why do I say any sort of clever jokes and he denies me?
The thing is, right, you talk about the Frenchman sniper, but we do have Demol as well. He's had enough of this. He's like, mate, I'm done with Soldier. Time to show off a little bit of my sniping as well.
There's something in the water, eepily. I don't know what it is, but they're just, they seem to pick up a sniper rifle, and all these French players just seem to pop off here. Oh, Alien! Oh no, not the bingo card, not a shot over a little sort of wooden bunker there, and Demol wants to show Karnax, who was the original OG Frenchman sniper. I'm sure there was some older snipers there, but okay, there we go. The time is now, old man, as Demol has been put down to the grave, and this gives a lot of needed room for Karnax to work. Ubers have been exchanged during all of that foray, but when the dust settles, Karnax is king.
He is right now picking up a yeehaw towards there. It's going to keep things good. 35 seconds on the clock. No massive time for Ubers. It'll be just about enough time for both of them to get Uber. It is basically equal to Maul. Oh, failing his jump, buddy. Maybe we'll stay on Sniper next time. I don't know. He somehow took the space. Somehow the Frenchie's backed up for no reason. Are they going to give a point for free?
What is going on in this game? Okay, I think they've lost sight of a little bit of things here. People are looking a little bit embarrassed, bumping into each other. Yeehaw still fighting this point and acting brave, acting strong to say he's only got 11 HP. Gets a medic pick. So, bit of a win condition on the cards for nerdRage here. They just need to go back to the spawn with Shock and fine-tune that Uber.
This is going to be a really interesting situation now. It's going to be a huge 70% advantage for Shock, but there's so little time on the clock. They've actually got to start running straight towards point. It's going to be a situation where one tiny little misplay from some of these nerdRage players can be super scary. Still only 90% with 7 seconds on. They've kind of got to start the cap time on going, whereas all Frenchies have to do is just weather the storm of this Uber, which is coming straight out. Oh, Raph gets punched.
What?
No! Oh,
what?
My nerdRage. Stand on the point, man.
I mean, what can you say? Like, I see that they were very close to the point. I'm pretty sure. I didn't even look at it because I was like, yep, nerdRage are going to stand on the point, and then I looked at a different corner of the map. I think nerdRage are just as shocked as us. Well, so it's 2-1.
They're channeling Hair P, man. Like, they're doing it. They're feeling it.
Oh, Demol. Wow, he's been read like a book a little bit in the start of these mids. They're almost scheduling these sort of sniper plays. Oh, 1 HP sniper hanging around these sort of things. Oh, he gets the turnaround kill onto Josh as well. He desperately wants heals. He's begging poor Raph, please heal me, dude. There we go. He finally gets the biggest crit heals I've ever seen in the history of TF2. He went up so quickly. And the Demo Man's going to make some space for a sniper to come back onto that great wall. But a lot of time, well, a bit of time bought by nerdRage here in this little sort of skirmish. Shock being pressured by this. Oh my god, really being pressured. He's so low. No scouts to really finish him off though. We'll get back. Callback is on Demol duty as he'll get this kill on the flank. And no more Demol to punish Karnax. And they will get this midpoint, looks like.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a super early use here from Shock. He kind of just had to fear these pipes. He used really early yeehaws on the back lines. The second he goes down though, it'll be looking good for the rest. That's all they need to be aware of.
That was a nice crossbow. I saw it, Raph. I'm not sure if everybody else saw it, but I saw it. You don't worry, I've got you, boy. That was a chest bump, by the way.
Was it? Mouth noises, mate. Mouth noises.
Alright. Alright. Callback. Still on Demol duty. Karnax on headshot duty. But there's no heads poking out. Come on, poking heads. Come on, there we go. Okay. Elikor showing to his team why you never really show your head on this map. And Demol, I guess somebody hasn't been doing Demol duty. Cormac ends up losing his medic because of a loose Demol. Kunu is cleaning up players as well. It seems like everything that's going really well for the French squad just kind of goes up in a puff of smoke in one instance.
Yeah, like they were looking super hot there, but then somehow nerdRage just started pounding in these scrappy fights. Like it would make sense for nerdRage to be doing it because they've got like nutty individual kind of players. They've got like crazy DM. They can absolutely frag like champions. But...
Oh no, not again. Not like this. Oh my god,
oh, God.
Someone get the magnet out of his brain. He just keeps sucking in all these bullets. These steel, painful bullets. And there we go. Josh is going to kill and sacrifice himself for that. Oh, nice little follow-up bomb to get the kill onto Raph there. And Soldiers very nicely played from nerdRage, kind of putting a precedent on why you should keep rocking that Soldier on this Viaduct map.
Yeah, it's so much easier to get super aggressive. But, I mean, okay, so again, we've got ourselves in a bit of a tricky situation. Shock just only getting up on his Uber. We have slight time advantage for the side of the Frenchies. The Frenchies just got to try and keep control of this. All Raph's thinking about right now is whatever happens, he cannot die to this Uber. If Olga takes down Jamal here, that is such a fantastic start for their hold, because it's so much more difficult. Now nerdRage using the Uber, trying to commit super deep, but Raph stays all the way towards this doorway. Taking down Josh as well. There's no soldiers on the nerdRage side at all. Even losing Alien, man. I don't know if... Dude, that arrow from Raph actually might have just kept Olga alive. Oh,
Well,
I don't know.
They've got Yeehaw in this back area as well, and it's a real shame. Alien did such a great job holding himself composed there. They're right on top of Shock, though. Hello, sir. Please sign here, and Corpse here. Thank you. Easy peasy delivery from Korvac there. Karnax still rocking the sniper. I can't help but think that every time we go to his perspective, he's about to pull off something huge. And, well, I mean, not huge, but that looks pretty cool. You don't see those sorts of casual snipes every day. And everyone's just kind of entering the meat grinder at this point. And Shock, whilst he did go down earlier, he's going to be up a bit quicker than Raph, and they've got the point, so who's laughing now?
I don't know, this is going to be pretty... It's like a 20% advantage for Shock. Now Kuna's going to be dead for another couple more seconds. If the Frenchies want to fight super fast, they can. It's another one of these situations where you desperately need Karnax to hit one all-important headshot. I'm waiting for it because I mentioned it. You know he's going to. One all-important headshot does open this up.
Oh, don't worry, I've got in the script right here. Karnax will hit a massive, huge headshot. There we go, there. Well,
body shot.
Can we, scene 2, take 2, please? Oh, a body shot. I need more from you, Karnax. I need more. Show me that acting prowess. It's right here in the script. Massive headshot coming out from Frenchman Sniper. Or is that Demol? Who knows? Who's Frenchman Sniper?
All of them. All of them. Uber's being used now by Shock. We do see Kuna going so deep. He wanted more than anything to get towards Raph, but just overstaying his welcome. And now the rest of these players on the side of nerdRage, they're going so far forward.
Baby, you're a star! I'm going to take you to Hollywood. You're going to be the greatest actor in all of TF2, and good God, what a delivery. Get that man an Oscar.
The control point is being captured.
Yep, I agree. So there's going to be Frenchies capping the point.
Well, it's just, I can't believe it. I'm going to level with your chat. There is no script. It's all kind of done live, you know, and he's just paving the way forward. 15 seconds left, 100% Uber charge. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's improbable. And Karnax, breathing down the barrel of a gun, sees that health beam. He sees him! He kills him! You know it, I know it, and will the rest of nerdRage know it? The only thing the alien knows is death, sweet, sweet death, and he's going to go down again. They have got that midpoint, and, well, it's, oh no, 30 seconds left.
Now. I want to hop on the Karnax bandwagon. However, that massive Uber advantage they've got, they kind of already had. Like, if they'd used Uber at any point there, they probably would have farmed. It's now actually going to be super close. We have nerdRage players on the backlines. Rat's going to have to be using his Uber. It is going to be ticking down on the clock, but basically all the nerdRage players have died. The spawners won't really be coming in. This should be crisp as long as Cootie gets no cap time. Okay. I think they could have done that 30 seconds ago, but this is still 2-2. This is basically now everything that's happened. Actually, it doesn't mean nothing, because both teams, by new fancy ETF2L ruling, already have 1 point from this map.
Oh.
Because that's how it works, because golden cap rules. Technically, this now counts as a golden cap.
Oh, okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm a living dinosaur, I thought. Well, so, congrats to both teams getting a point here, but, I mean, another bonus point still on the line here, so let's see who's going to be the first one to claim, and Karnax still setting an example for snipers everywhere, getting that first sort of 450 headshot onto Demol, showing him who's boss, and oh my god, he gets the body shot, and the Josh poking his head out for just half a second there, and I feel like the longer the strat goes, the more the Frenchies look comfortable with it.
Yeah, it seems like they took a little bit of time to get warmed up, I guess, you know, playing different classes, that's kind of part of the game, really, just took them just a little bit of time, but Karnax is maybe not hitting headshots every couple seconds, but he's saying some crucial things. Oh, Alien just kind of dicks on Elocool just there. Losing your demo is never a good situation to be in because it's so difficult.
Demol.
And then Karnax, again. He's hitting more and more. He is.
How many
is
times
like
do we have to teach you this, old man? He just keeps getting headshot at the exact same place as well. I have to keep checking the time to make sure I'm just not watching the same clip over and over again. Well, Demol's back, and it's not Groundhog Day. He's actually come back to a different class, and just the Frenchies seem to have this midpoint with not quite an iron grip, but a grip nonetheless, and they're trying to spam them out, punish their point presence. They will pop off the Uber, but they drop Kunu during all that. A big, fat, solid single Uber onto Olga there, and can't really clean anybody up with it, however, and they will get this midpoint for the nerdRage team.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't a French Uber unless they do drop Alien, so they're satisfying their daily quota for that one as well. But the repush is looking to be on. Alien is back up. They do have a man advantage. Even Karnak's a little bit weak.
Oh, callback.
Callback's nuts. Callback's nuts.
I mean, I set up for a med kill there, but he just got a down man kill. It seems like he's unchecked for. Again, nobody really checking those flanks. Usually D-Maul is kind of on top of it, because if you're flanking somebody, you have to go through the flank to watch the flank.
That's a thing.
That's a thing. That is mathematically correct, yes. Top tier tips.
Kunu Sniper, mate. Kunu Sniper.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
hello.
That's already a stronger showing than D-Maul for most of the game. But I'm sorry, D-Maul. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure he won't need me to apologise if Kunu starts turning things around in this game. Uber gets popped off, but just like things have been happening earlier, they lose a scout, which they were really hoping they wouldn't. Oh, callback. Just a really solid jump and just gets the cleanup kill. Kunu getting the kill onto Karnax as well. I mean, Kunu's just probably laughing at this point at D-Maul, just thinking like, oh, this is so easy, man. Just use gun on man.
Dude, it's super easy. Just click on his head.
Yeah, just click in.
See, this is getting into real questionable territory right now. There's 2 minutes 20 left for nerdRage, 1 minute 20 left for the side of the Frenchies, but it's uber advantage for the Frenchies. Kunu's starting to pop off, but Karnax is still an omnipresent threat.
Oh my god, Kunu's hitting every shot. I don't think I've seen him miss so far. He's just like, this is dead easy. Just click on him, well. He sees him, I think he feels him, and he gets him! My god! Kunu! Oh my god, he gets another headshot as well! He still hasn't missed at all! Oh my god! This man does not miss! The English know it better.
Why did they wait 4 rounds for this, buddy? What are they doing? This was like the win!
No, this is the atomic bomb for nerdRage, it seems, as well. It's like, dude, they're not surrendering. It's like, launch the Kunu. Launch the Kunu. I'm worried what the little boy is going to be.
That's nuts. Okay, right then, this perfect little foretold position. We do see a pirate trying to bust all the way through.
Oh,
shot 99%.
Oh my god, how has callback just got through so cleanly? It just looks. These are bombs that look like I could even hit, and he just makes it. But I guarantee you, it's not this easy to get through these front lines.
Okay, so right, once again, we do have Raph with this big old Uber advantage. They're going to be super aware of everything that's going on right now. This Kunu Sniper is still up, but it's going to be 75% on Raph now. One big Uber can almost win them this entire game now.
He's on top of Kunu. He can't headshot something you can't see, as he will get the kill onto him before he even knows what's going on. And Karnax has got a bit of breathing room for all of a few seconds, as Kunu is off the map for just a little while. Uber charge ready for Raph as well. Now Raph, say it with me. Use the Uber. Use the Uber when they start attacking you. And there we go. He will use the Uber. It was a suicide wave. It was what they were kind of playing a bit into. And, you know, Karnax going down to that was not part of the plan. But it could be much worse here, as they've gained quite a bit of time there over on this French squad during all of this.
Mate, this is going to go fully down to the wire, and Kunu's on scout, which is 100% the correct decision here, right? They don't need that sniper because it's all about getting control of the point right now. Even with this huge Uber advantage, they got to not do a happy. They got to make sure they're getting themselves forward. If they take this point for free, it is so fantastic for the side of nerdRage. That's what they're really focused on. Taking down Olga, super good as well. We do see some of these French players trying to commit forward. Uber does now get used in a headshot.
Josh,
Karnax onto Josh. This is scary, man.
They can't find anybody either. They can't find anybody with the Uber as well. Callback is behind
They
as well.
delayed their spawns by like 6 seconds. They delayed Eloquent and Josh spawns even.
This is disastrous. They're going to lose D-Maul as well.
Down.
They need to start capping here. They need to start capping. Callback is hiding somewhere. They're trying to find him, I think, and nobody feels really comfortable on the side of nerdRage. They're capping off the point. 10 seconds are left here. They need to kind of rally up the
Raph's
troops.
got Uber, man. Raph's got Uber. He can just stand there. He can use Uber whenever he wants. They need to deny the cap.
Yeah,
not
Neo's on
just
top
the
of
cap
it. They've
themselves.
popped off the Uber. They're getting into the face of them. The medic has gone down as well. They need to start firing at people with guns, and that's what they're doing. Blitzing through them. There's 2 players on the point, however, and they are trying to make a good go of it. They've got less than 100 HP altogether, though. It will take 1 health pack. It's 1 scout left. He's buying so much time. The sword will slay. Yeehaw! And they're trying to take it back down.
They've got to get in right now, but there's no time. The Frenchies. What a nutty comeback. Dude!
My God. It looked like there was a comeback within the comeback for a second there as well. nerdRage picking up a Kunu sniper. I bet they were a bit shocked how well that was working.
That was crazy.
All
Absolutely
right.
fantastic. 100% credit to the Frenchies for keeping cool there. Like, you could see they were so committed to their plan. Even with it not starting so hot, they knew that their game plan was going to work. They knew that it was an execution problem, not a game plan. They stuck with it, and like, that is such an incredible game to win.
I wish I had somebody in my life that believed in me as much as these Frenchies believed in Karnak and his sniper, but it did pay off. I was the one that was throwing quips and jokes and stuff like that, but usually I've seen this time and time again, equally, where teams commit all in onto the sniper and it bites them in the ass, but, sometimes it's got to work to justify the strat.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I've been blown away from that. I am absolutely baffled. Like, the last 2 games I've been lucky enough to cast have been absolute incredible games. Like, there's been some, like, I don't even know if you can call this an upset. Like, looking at these teams, you would say the results of tonight would be considered, a significant upset. But like, straight up, I think loads of people, myself included, have been really undervaluing these Frenchies. Like, they are a hot team right now.
Yeah, this is maybe this is it, man. This is the reign of the French barreling in. Praise to our new Croissant Lords, as they will walk away with this with not all the points, however, eepily. They will walk away with 5 of the 6 ETF2L points tonight. As you mentioned earlier, those new Golden Cap rules means that they will get 1 point for nerdRage, and my God, if they need a point on that leaderboard, just kind of peak up morale just a little bit.
100%. That was kind of nuts. So we want to do some quick looking at some logs just a second before we go over to our interviews. We can see some of the raw numbers. And now that's some interesting stats on the side of Yeehaw. Your man's dropping 37 frags, top damaging by a considerable margin. And still, like, you're seeing Yeehaw and Elacor up there in terms of the damage, and obviously Yeehaw with the frags. The rest of the team, though, had significant difficulty. Demol and Josh were getting straight bullied, it looks like here.
Man, it's not just the kills, but it's the damage. The damage is just, that is, I mean, this is where I would reload the log again just to double check, because this is incredibly a huge amount of damage here. I don't think I can remember the last time, just casually seeing out. It did go all the way, though. Keep in mind, I'll keep this in context. It's a 5-round game of Viaduct, and it is a very fighty. There's going to be a lot of high damage, but usually, the demo man is walking away with those stats, not the scout.
I think, like, super important to note as well, I thought there was a good few situations, especially in the second half of the game, where seemingly Raph would get picked up by these nerdRage players a lot. And, I mean, it shows he did die slightly more. Importantly, Raph had 3 less Ubers, right? One Uber got dropped and was just straight up just, like, staying alive less to get the Uber. They had less mid-fight wins on the side of the Frenchies, but it shows that the fundamentals of how they were playing around the cap time, around, keeping control of things and kind of going in when they needed to, they still managed to win the game. Like, it is so difficult when you're having less Ubers, having less mid-fight wins, having, roughly equivalent damage. Like, I don't know. It does make you think as well. Like, we looked at Granary, we saw huge damage on the side of nerdRage and still a frag, like a negative frag differential. And here, once again, like, we're seeing damage is basically comparable for both teams. And yet the Frenchies got 26 more frags over the course of that game.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the difference in how they wanted to take the Ubers. I think nerdRage, when they took their Ubers in, things would go wrong. Like, someone would get headshots and they would try and pick up the pieces with the Uber a little bit more and maybe get an odd kill here and there, but in the grand scheme of things would reset and they wouldn't really do or play anything off the back of it. Whilst it looked like on Raph and company, they would just back out. Like, even if they had the Uber, there were times we were almost begging them, like, hey, guys, are you not going to use your Uber? But they just want to set all the conditions right, get everybody back up, and then just take the Uber fight there instead. And I guess that's the story of these stats here.
It was very crazy. I feel like we can guess a little bit from the numbers, but how about we ask some of the players themselves? We can have a little chat with Yeehaw and Olga. We can bring them on in here.
Yes, probe them exactly. Yeehaw, exactly how much damage did you get that last game? without looking at you.
Well,
Okay, no.
Hello to you too.
Hello, y'all. No, don't worry. That was a joke question. I'm not going to ask you exactly how much damage you got, but my God, man, how much damage did you get on this map? Look at it. Are you feeling proud about that map, or is that just another day at the office?
I mean, we lost, so there's no point trying to. There's no point trying to like take. Oh, you know, I did well, but you know, the team lost, so that's what matters.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, Olga, I mean, you didn't get 10k damage, but I mean, you won the game, and that's all that matters, right? How are you feeling?
Well, great, because well, now we're almost guaranteed to go to playoffs, so yeah, I feel great.
Excellent. So, before we go into this Viaduct map, let's circle back a bit, go back to that first map of Granary. And first off, I know these Prem players, you've got the highest expectations for both of you guys, and it was a close game. It was a real nail biter for long periods of time for the game. I'm going to start off with you, Yeehaw. Like, what, from your point of view, what do you think went wrong? What went right?
The Granary was kind of like a dream sequence in Twin Peaks or something, man. I was like not there. Felt like, or I honestly, we were like slowly losing, and I was like, wait, what is happening? It just kind of like happened, and I was like, I was there, I was there, but like not doing anything. It's kind of strange.
So was it like that from like the get-go of the game, or is it just things were spiraling out of control?
I don't know. We just like slowly lost. It was kind of strange. But then on the second map, I just said to my team, yeah, okay. I had no impact last game because I was trying to play like a bit rigidly. So I was like, okay, this game I'm just gonna like, go in, and if I die, if I feed, I feed. If I do a good play, I do a good play. And the team was like, okay, it's fine, do it. And then, I mean, it didn't work.
All right, Olga, what was it like for the Twin Peaks for you? Were you guys in a dream sequence as well, or were things just going right for you in that Granary map?
Well, I mean, we're pretty good on Granary. Last time we took a map out of Ascent, so yeah, we're feeling pretty confident on Granary.
Excellent. I know last time you attributed a lot of it to your soldiers. Do you think that was the same thing again for that Granary map, or do you think everybody was just popping off on that map?
I was popping up, come on.
Yeah.
We were, one deck, right?
You go back to the VOD. Yeah, you go back to the VOD, and we're there.
But
tapping your back.
Basically, our soldiers did pretty well. I mean, like for Kovac and Raf.
Our one last quick question about Granary before I move on is like, what was the little sequence like when Demel first picked up that sniper? I mean, like I was quaking in my boots. And what was the atmosphere like for you guys when he was just headshotting all of you guys?
I mean, well, shit happens.
All right, fair. Eepily, you got any more questions cooking in the back there, or?
No, well, I only one real question, and that is really interested to talk for a second about Olga, the class shuffle, right? The Frenchy shuffle you guys are so famous for in terms of Viaduct. I was saying just before the game went live that you guys have had situations where like you've gone scout and Raf's gone demo and like Alien's gone sniper and all these like different kind of situations. Obviously, this iteration through yourself on scout, kind of like sniping, Raf on medic. I was impressed at how confident you guys were that it was going to work. Like you didn't falter even when you started losing rounds. You were super comfortable that it was going to work. Was that just like the plan from the get-go? You guys were like, we know this will work, we're going to stick with it? Or were there some questions about maybe we should change classes kind of back?
No, there was never a question. Like usually, like when we do like plans, formats and stuff, like we just stick to one plan. And for product, it's really important because as soon as you start to switch, while you're feeling less and less confident, you can like practice way less than if you have just one plan. So yeah, we were trusting Karnax like to eat this insane headshots. So yeah, it worked out and it was really good.
Yeehaw, how much of the sniper was troubling? I mean, obviously we watched the game, but did you guys feel like you had the tools to actually deal with the sniper, or was it just was it really something that was stumping you guys going into this Viaduct map?
I mean, I don't think don't know, kind of rude, but I didn't really have that many problems playing against him. Like me personally, but
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess my team died a bit to him. I wasn't really. Yeah.
Yeah, the beauty
What can I
about
say?
it is like Karnax is not even like the main. Well, he's the main threat, but he's also the main bait.
I feel like the sniper had more impact like existing.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
play
that
differently. 'cause
Yeah,
concept,
of course. All right. Okay. Cool. So I'm trying to remember other things because there was a lot of things happening. Oh, there's one thing I want to actually get into. There's a bit of a rule change. I'm not sure if it was a little bit of a news to me halfway through the game. I should really brush up on my rule book. But now if it goes to 2-2, everyone gets like a golden cap point for this Viaduct change, and obviously it's happened in this game here.
Yep.
Is everyone happy with this situation, or do you think you guys would prefer the oldie style of ETF2L rules where, if you get 3 points, you get all the ETF2L points for that map? So I'll start with you, Olga, and then we'll go to Yeehaw.
Well, that's a thing that I wanted to have like in a long time, because it just rewards like teams that really tries and like put up a good fight, basically.
Yeehaw, you think it's a good rule change, bad rule change?
No, I think it's pretty bad. But we got our second point. We're going to carry that into the playoffs. We're going to win some head-to-heads.
All right, that's cool.
No, it's not a good rule change. Pretty much.
All right. I like a bit of contrast here. I like it when two people have different sides of the coin. All right. So you guys are 3 weeks in. We've still got 4 weeks going. Just want to quick ask, how you guys feeling with your team so far going into the season? Or have goals been set, or just how much, just kind of catching up with both of you and your teams, and just how you're going. So Olga, how's things going with your squad there? Yeah.
Well, funny thing is, I didn't want to play the season at the start because I had plans for summer. But as soon as we saw that we could really do a really great season, basically. So basically, there was Karnax rap and Alien just begging for me to play the whole season, which I do now.
Yeah, good things hang out. And Yeehaw, how things going playing out the season? You happy playing with the season so far, or some things that talk to me about your team and like that.
I don't know. I'm super happy. I think we performed way beyond even my wildest expectations, honestly, for this team. I'm pretty happy with how the season's gone so far.
Excellent. All right. So I don't think we need to get into you guys' aspirations and stuff like that. We've done all that in the first couple of weeks and all that jazz. Eepily, have you got any more final words for our two teams?
Yeah, one final thing. It was recommended by, I hear, a very knowledgeable player. Suggested that we get our players to nominate an MVP, either from their team or the enemy team, for the game. I feel like that's a very good idea. So I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to go off my own back. Don't even care if no one else does it, right? Olga, who would you say is your MVP of the game?
Oh, obviously, Korbach. He carried both games, and he was just on point.
Fair play. Yeehaw, who would you say would be your big boy MVP? Either your team or the Frenchies.
Probably Korbach.
Fair acceptable. Right, I'm done then. I'm happy.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us very much for the interviews. So because of that, I owe you a shout out for the evening. So the floor is yours. I'm going to start off alphabetically. Guest first, Eepily. Sorry. Olga, you've got the floor.
Well, shout out to my team. I usually say that a lot, but it's been 5 years now that we know each other, and the fact that we managed to almost get playoff. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna lose to Gay Jail, but but yeah, 5 years of playing with these guys, and finally playoff. And in that regards, huge shout out to Neo and Korbach to join in our team.
Excellent. Yeehaw. Any special words for people out there? Yeehaw?
Nah.
Cool. Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. Eepily. Any special words for those people back in the
Nope,
back row?
Just really, obviously, thanks to you and Arch, our guests, and the players for a pretty sick game. It was really, really enjoyable stuff.
All right, I guess I'll round off the shout-outs with a big shout-out to all the viewers at home. You're the reason we do this. Thank you very much. Big shout-out to eepily for joining me on the co-cast, ArchRhythm Adam, as I like to call him, on that production. Big shout-out to Olga and Yeehaw for joining me into this interview stage as well. And a big final shout-out to everybody at teamfortress.tv for doing their work behind the scenes. And otherwise, this has been our coverage of ETF2L Season 36, Week 3 of nerdRage versus... Oh, God. Les Darons de l'Edition.
Les Darons de l'Edition.
That's how I said it. I said that, yeah. Sorry. Frog in my throat. Okay, so that's been us. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time for the next game.